I should probably get the next video out. I wonder what people are saying. GnomeCode has an evil twin brother called Gnome Build. Pfft, that's ridiculous. What was that? Ugh, I'm getting tired. I should probably... Gnome Build?
Where is the Teddy video?
Please, give me more time.
Your time is up. I'm taking over now.
Hello! How are we doing, folks? GnomeCode here, who's definitely not an imposter. Teddy is back, and boy, has a lot happened since our last episode. Because for those who don't know, Teddy is now available to play. So I've been super busy working on the game, and last weekend we even played it on stream for the first time. Now the game is still in alpha and it's only early days, but I'm pretty excited with what we have so far. Now with all this progress, you might be wondering why I haven't been making any videos on it. Well, part of the reason is the scale of this project did get slightly out of hand. I never planned out the series in advance or anything, so I didn't really anticipate the scale of the project and the time that would need to go into it at the beginning. When I first started out making out these videos, I was just wanting to showcase a few different concepts in action, and this worked pretty well. I was able to do just a bit of coding and then see a fair amount of progress. Unfortunately, as the series continued, I felt like the videos were starting to become a bit more about just adding to the existing code base, rather than about teaching anyone much. And the more code that became involved, the longer it took me to make the videos for you guys. So, mainly for the sake of my own sanity, I felt a change of tack was in order. Now, what I'd never imagined with those first videos is how excited some of you were to actually play the game for real. So with this in mind, I did a survey back at the end of October to gauge opinion and see if people would prefer me to push to release the game or just continue slogging away with the videos. Now, admittedly, people actually voted overwhelmingly for sticking with the current format, but guess what, folks? Gnomeland is not a democracy. So what ended up happening is after the last Teddy video, I decided to push ahead, ignore you all, and try to develop the game to be playable instead. So does this mean the end of Teddy videos? Well, not quite. It's still very much in active development, and I'm sure we'll have plenty more to come just yet. We've got new chapters and new features to add, and I'd certainly like to try and keep everyone up to speed with what's happening. As for the actual tutorial videos, this could well be the end of the Teddy themed ones. But I'm planning on launching some brand new tutorial videos soon on a variety of topics, as well as focusing on some more beginner friendly content for you developers that are just starting out. Now, for those that have been using these videos as the tutorials they were originally intended as, and have been diligently copying along the way to make your own Teddy style games, please do not despair, for I have good news. I'm actually planning on releasing the entire game to be fully public and uncopylocked, which means the entire source code and assets of the game will be available for you all to browse at your leisure and copy and learn from as you wish. But on one condition. In order for us to get there, I think we need to see this game become a success. A big success. I'm going to set us a target for what this success is, and I want to see the game reach 1 million plays. And when we get there, everything is going public. Let the anarchy roll! Now, you may see that we currently only have a grand 20k visits, which is pretty damn cool, but we certainly have a long way to go yet. Now, this may have some of you thinking I've just set this as an impossible target, so I don't actually have to release it. But no, I actually think we can do this. We can get to the 1 million plays. Now, obviously, it would help if we actually showed up in the search ranking at the moment. When I search Teddy currently, I think we were at like rank 100 or something, so I don't know what's up there. But defeatism aside, we can get there. We'll get there together. So play the game. Give it a thumbs up, favourite it, tell your friends to play it, tell your family to play it, even force your grandma to play it. Okay, maybe don't do that, but you get the idea. Get the word out. Teddy is here. Teddy is here. The game is going to the moon. Go, go, go. Go play the game. Do it now. Go. Oh wait, no, don't leave just yet. Hang on. Enough shilling. I can't handle any more of that. Now, as I said earlier, the game officially launched last weekend during game night. And some of you may think, being the genius developer that I am, I released this fully packaged game and I stroll off into the sunset with my bags of DevX cash in hand and the sweet sounds of victory ringing in my ears. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. So instead, I'd like to take you through a tour of my bug-filled development madness that followed our alpha launch last week. So on game night itself, we actually played a few games and things were looking pretty good for the most part. We got to play a few rounds, chill with the boys, and it was all looking good. I had accidentally set the counter to non-collidable near the entrance, so you can just walk through them for some reason, but we'll conveniently ignore that. Otherwise, we were having some good fun, and then... oh, yeah. The menu's disappeared. That might be a problem. So the menu has a bit of a habit of just shuffling off and doing its own thing, which can leave you hanging about, left in the menu area, or even better, stuck in the black void of death, as I'll call it. It's not great, not exactly ideal for gameplay, but maybe, I don't know, maybe some goths will be into it. Maybe it's a feature. Maybe? Yeah, maybe not. The main reason this was causing problems is because my menu system sort of relies on remote events to toggle the menu when certain states of the game are reached. So if there's a break in my logic somewhere, it just kind of goes poof, and that's that. But I did get it sorted, so it was all back to smooth sailing. Let's just create a Teddy bug report channel in the Discord, just on the tiny off chance there's any more bugs. Oh, what's that? Another bug? Oh. Ooh. So the interact and the crouch button were breaking like crazy all over the place. The problem with these intermittent bugs is it can be pretty hard to narrow them down, and you actually need to recreate the bug in the first place in order to understand why it's happening. Sometimes you can go a good few rounds and then poof, suddenly you can't open doors, you can't pick up keys, you can't really do anything. I guess it's another one of those great features. Extra hard mode. Yeah, this isn't good either. Not to worry, I can do a quick fix. There you go, folks. Not to worry, it's all sorted. Gnome, the item glitch is back. Never mind, I think I found it. Good news, I've solved the item bug. Gnome, it's broken again. Yeah, so this went back and forth for a while. Item interaction has been patched again, lol. It's definitely funny, guys. It's a funny joke. It's completely broken. Haha, no idea what's going on. Eventually, most of the game-breaking stuff out of the way, and it actually started to be a lot more stable. There was a healthy amount of people playing the game, and things were actually on the up. It was finally time to add some new features instead of frantically running from one fire to another. So I moved on to adding a shop to give you some custom teddy skins to play as. I created these fine looking specimens, and since I need something to display in the shop, I thought I'd just have an image for each one. Sounds simple enough, right? Now, I don't use Blender for any fancy renders or anything, so I just set to work meticulously positioning them within Studio and taking advantage of the inbuilt lighting, and then taking a screenshot of each one so I could load them as decals into the store.
Nice.
Roblox moderation.
Yeah, so somehow Roblox, in their infinite wisdom, decided to approve most of the skins, but just not some of them, which wasn't exactly too helpful. I hear you say. Maybe some of them were too violent or graphic. They obviously broke the terms of service in some way. Okay, you might be right. Let's take a quick run through and see if you can spot a pattern of what's allowed and where I might have gone wrong. So first up we have cuddly, allowed, fuzzy, allowed, cutie. Maybe they just don't like horns or something. Who knows? Grizzly, allowed, mister, smarty, ghosty, allowed. Okay, 6 or 7, not too bad. And the main teddy image himself, not allowed. Okay, Roblox. So somehow Roblox previously approved my game icon and thumbnail, so they're obviously okay with the model, So it seems a bit unlikely that there's actually anything wrong with the image. So I really just think image moderation is just completely broken on Roblox at this point. And I think anyone who has tried to upload decals themselves knows this only too well. But thankfully, I did have an alternative to this. Introducing viewport frames. Haha, moderate me now, Roblox. Okay, so viewport frames in place, and we start to have a shop interface. Nice. I decided to use jigsaw pieces as our in-game currency, as seemed to at least be kind of fitting to the general toy theme. And now you can purchase and select a teddy skin to play as using tokens you win from the game. I also added the ability to purchase extra tokens by adding some developer products, which you can access from clicking the jigsaw piece at the top right here. So I can keep that sweet, sweet Robux cash flow coming, all the way to my level 35 boss rank. Hold up. Let's check my Robux sales then. I seem to have received all the funds. So it's obviously being processed by Roblox okay on their end. Let's check if these people have actually received their money with the data store editor. Oh no, this is not good. Have I been scamming everyone? That's not a good look. So, what was the mistake that was causing such a grave error, you may ask? I'd accidentally written the counter as pieces instead of pieces with a lowercase p. Oops. Yeah, not my finest hour. Please don't let me near your banking software. In case you're wondering, I did go back and reimburse everyone for their payment, so hopefully we're all good there. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, there you have it. That's a tour of all the various books. Are all the errors solved now? Well, no, not quite. There's still plenty of little bits here and there that I need to get to, though as far as I'm aware, there's nothing in the critical camp that will actually be game breaking at the moment. But again, this is where you guys come in. If you do find anything that's broken, then you can play the game and you can message me or contact me in the Discord and let me know, and then hopefully I can get it sorted. And maybe one day we'll actually have a fully working game. Nah, who are we kidding? Anyway, go play the game. Do it now. Go.
Do